Hey folks, welcome to another game for Suburban Apples, and today's scene takes place uh, during the end of November. It's winter in New Hampshire. The snow has fallen, still falling. People are breaking their backs trying to shovel their driveways clear so that they can get to work, and ultimately have to do so every morning. But the children don't care. The snow is high enough that snow days have been called, and snow forts and other things are being made. It is the beautiful innocence of winter that only children can appreciate and adults have learned to dread. And that's where we find ourselves today, where young Erica Larson wakes up to see nothing but an entire just drift of snow blocking her window as her father pays one of the neighborhood teenagers to shovel their driveway.
Nice. So she lights up when she looks out the window because usually a lot of snow like that means that it's a snow day.
Mm-hmm.
So she looks out the window. She gets dressed really fast to go outside and start just kind of she really likes snow, so she starts playing in the snow.
As you do, you notice a group of children, led by it seems at first by a blur, but the other kids are in focus. A young boy in a wheelchair.
By the way, Patrick's always pushes Joey in front of the group whenever he does it. So
well, fine. Then he's pushing the wheelchair. So the boy on the wheelchair is also a blur as he whizzes by. Following behind him, three other children, two boys, a girl, one boy slightly older than the rest of the group, as they follow this whimsical red-headed hellion of a child.
And almost above them, though the other children don't seem to hear it, is this bright light that's falling behind.
Oh boy. So she tilts her head and watches, and she sticks her head in the house and she says, "Dad, can I go play?"
Yeah. Just make sure you dress warm, please, dear.
Yeah, sure. She'll grab gloves off of the stand in the foyer and pull them on, and she'll take off running after these kids. Like, I want to know what you're doing.
As most of the kids are not as quick as Patrick. Few are, even encumbered by the wheelchair.
And especially on a slippery day, he's still going, just
tobogganing that wheelchair through the drifts. The little girl of the group seems to linger behind the most today, because her parents, maybe a little overcautious with all the excess snow, have bundled her up a little more than the other kids are. And so she's kind of struggling with with the jacket and stuff. But yeah, her name is Jackie. You'd recognize her from school. She's roughly your age.
Okay.
So
she'll notice her, and she'll kind of like cover her mouth and giggle just a little bit, seeing her struggle, because I'm sure it looks funny, like with her waddling. I
can't get up. My arms won't go down
with the jacket. So, but then she'll say, "Hey, Jackie,"
and Jackie will stop. Oh, Erica, hi! And she yells after, "Guys, wait!" And she stops and she's like, and she's like pulling off her scarf because she's worked herself up to it. It's too warm to wear a scarf.
Right.
Pulling off her hat, and her hair's just like a big frizzy poofy mess.
Do you need help?
Oh, no, we were playing. I forget what.
At least Danny and Marcus probably have heard the first stop. Patrick, it probably takes a little bit before he realizes, wait a minute, no one's following, before he does a about face and brings Marcus and Joey around.
Yeah. So, and Jackie smiles. And these are my friends. They're in another class, well, mostly. We have Joey, and she points to the kid in the wheelchair. This is Marcus. She points to another one, and I forget the name of the fourth of them.
Danny, he was the oldest.
The one that has my kid's name. I know. Worst. Anyways, now I have their names in front of me and their descriptors. So, the one she's pointed to is being named Marcus. Seems a little uncertain about things, and hi. I'm in Miss Amanda's class, and Danny just kind of like doesn't say much, but he gives like a friendly smile.
She'll nod and give an enthusiastic wave to everybody.
Dee, it is a snow day, and the kids are gathering in the streets for general mayhem and mischief. So if you want to come in as Spider or teenage girl who just wants to have some fun in the snow for once, whatever.
I mean, spiders in the snow are a little questionable, to be honest.
And
especially if the kid doesn't know that it's just that, what I am, they might just go ee and try to squish me.
Yeah.
Which seems like a poor option. So no. But yeah, they're just in front of the house, basically.
In the street. There's traffic is slow, if non-existent, because so much snow.
Okay. Well, she's going to walk out of the house. She's carrying a thermos, which nobody else quite knows what's in there, but it's some of her secret stash of terribly cheap wine. And Dee will walk out. And she's actually gonna head over to the side of the house. If there's a garage or something, walk in there and kind of walk back out, sort of dragging a sled. Not a sled, but one of those round ones, like an inner tube kind of thing. Those are way more comfortable.
Yeah.
And
the discs.
Not the discs, the inner tube ones, because those actually cushion your butt.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Those are way better to do this stuff with. And she's just kind of dragging it out. I'm from Ohio.
You have winter.
I know about sleds and things that are good to slide down hills on. I'm
just saying, I can't confirm these things. I don't know. I've seen pictures of people having fun in snow.
And if you ever see a picture of me in the snow, I look miserable.
Yes.
But Dee, however, seems to be fine with it at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, she's just kind of walking out there and pulling this thing along. I'm going to assume there's a sled somewhere, or a hill somewhere nearby, and she just kind of pauses for a moment to look and see who all's out there.
Patrick is out there along with his them, as well as a little she girl.
Oh God, another one?
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. This is not Emma.
Well, the last one, but just for fun, I just realized I had this picture, which is perfect.
Yay!
Yeah. But speaking of Emma, coming out from a house that has been so silent from your next door neighbor, comes out another she. This one with long hair past her waist and wings, beautiful, brilliant, and white from her back. As she gets closer, you notice her eyes have a sort of glint to them, and her teeth come to sharp points.
Is her dad back? He's still gone.
Mhm.
The very least he could do is take his daughter with him.
Nope.
No, that would be a bad thing to do because she's, you know what she is.
Well, Dee is going to, as she's kind of tugging, sort of pull her phone out of the pocket and try to snap a picture of her.
Okay.
If she's not being terribly secretive, she'll probably take some other pictures like around of what's happening, but get one of her in the process. Because there are certain people who might be interested in what she looks like now.
Okay.
That's legit. But yeah, I'm assuming she can see, Patrick, like you said. And she's going to pretty much try to ignore Emma at this point because she has no idea what to do with that problem.
Hi, I'm Patrick, he says as he's introducing himself to the young girl. And what's your name?
I'm Erica.
Nice to meet you. Oh, we're going out to try and start a band.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I come?
Joey says he is. Well, sure, we can always use more band members. I'm going to play the wind instruments, he says.
She smiles.
Well, you are full of wind, as she looks over his shoulder.
I play tag with it from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, D, Patrick's shadow has returned, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Patrick, can I talk to you for just a second?
Sure.
If you guys will take that to the side chat so I can introduce
Yes.
Erica to Belladonna.
Yeah, that's fine. She'll kind of step off to the side where they can't be overheard.
Yeah.
Sounds
Hopefully.
And the other young she will step over and she gives but sinister's not the right word for it, but there's definitely something a little malicious to it. But she gives a smile and extends a hand and says, Lady Belladonna, it is a pleasure to meet you.
So, she'll take her hand and give it a gentle shake, and given by the demeanor of her, she will give a bit of a curtsy, even though she doesn't really want to.
What is her? See, what would you roll for this? I guess Greymare, right? To know what house she belongs to. The appearance of her is what would give it away. Is why I asked.
Yeah, probably intelligence Greymare.
Yeah. So if you'll give me that, I sent you the link to the Discord channel.
Yeah, I've got it. A minute. Oh, good. I gave her a dot of Greymare. I was like, please tell me I gave her some Greymare. That would be bad if I didn't. So it doesn't matter which chat we roll in.
I set up one that says dice roller. Everybody just kind of moves to general. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. All right. Rolling 4 mighty dice here. The difficulty is 6.
Standard, yeah.
Okay. I got a success.
Woo! Yeah, the sort of the glint of her eyes, the fang teeth. She's kind of very lanky, which could be because she's a dancer, but it's all sort of screaming a bit of a warning in your head. House Baylor.
Oh no. Oh no.
Why do you think that I didn't want to deal with her?
She tries her best to not appear like she's. You probably want me to roll for this, but once she realizes what how she is, she's trying not to act like she's essentially scared because she's 11. And this is how's Baylor in front of her, like,
yeah, let's see. Roll me. Let's see. Manipulation. Let's see. I think it would be expression, but you don't have that. And I was like, well, is there something else that would? No, it's I guess straight manipulation for this.
Okay, and at least expression's a talent, so there's no penalty. All right, so I'll roll my. At least she's got 3 dice for manipulation.
Let's see. And luckily, Emma doesn't have any empathy, so at least not in her current state.
How come it didn't roll? Oh, there it goes. Oh, wow,
oh,
3 successes.
3 successes. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, you beat her.
Sweet. So yeah, she acts like that she's not bothered by the fact that she's House Baylor. It's just another, everyday, yeah, sure, I'm showing respect because she said she's a lady. So inside she's like, the House Baylor, oh my, no.
And she just sort of gives a bit of a smile. And so how long have you been here?
Since about the middle of August, since right before school started.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Are you planning on getting attached to the other kids?
Well, I like my friends.
That's nice. Don't you think they're a little below you?
Oh?
Oh. You will. Because they will be. And she just gives sort of a charming smile in spite of the horrific thing she just says. And sort of like dusts some snow off of her immaculate white wings. This whole place is beneath us.
She kind of like narrows her eyes at her just a little bit. I think this is why you don't have any friends. And then she turns and walks away.
She just kind of, you hear a chuckle and she's like, oh, I have friends. And she'll walk towards Patrick and smile. Patrick, want a race?
Patrick's in the middle of
a heated conversation.
Yeah.
Emma is rude.
I know. But let me get to where it was on the thing where before he gets distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it? So I can.
I can tell you what. Yeah, I can tell you what Dee would do. She would just look like, Emma, please leave us alone right now.
You're not the boss of me.
And you're not the boss of me.
I can be.
I don't acknowledge you as any kind of governor or mayor or boss or anything.
I'm not a governor or mayor. I'm a lady.
Hey, I'm a chick too.
I'd say I expect more of you, but I don't.
I don't care if you expect more from me or not. You're like 6.
Just
Yeah.
And,
Sam looks down at her because she's 6.
Well, sorry, where's Patrick in this one? It's just like, I don't understand why you're still mad at me. I saved you. I don't understand. I tried to save you. I went down there to distract them, and I found out where they were coming from, and I talked with them, and I told them not to hurt my friends, and they were not going to. But then for some reason they kept wanting to do so, and I got you out. I don't understand why you're mad at me. I saved you.
After I nearly drowned for about 10
I
minutes.
saved you! I saved you!
It wasn't fair of you to leave me. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. I didn't do anything to deserve that.
I was distracting them so they wouldn't hurt you.
Really?
What do you want me to do?
I want you to apologize.
Why?
Isn't that always what you're supposed to do in these things?
I don't understand what I did wrong!
Maybe you could lower your voice a little there, Patrick.
Sorry.
No, she's saying that in here.
Yeah. But it's like, why? Why should I lower my voice? Why are you mad at me? When I saved you from them.
Because we're friends, and friends don't abandon each other.
Some friend you're being right now.
Oh, by saying that you're wrong? You're saying that I shouldn't say that you're wrong if you are? You could have saved me way before Tom and I went underwater and had to fight our way back to the surface, 3 times? You could have saved us way before that.
I was trying.
But you didn't. I probably could have gotten back by myself. He's not such a good swimmer. And I wasn't going to abandon my friend. As she pretty much nails him with a look. All I want is an apology. A real apology. That's it. Then we move on. I know you're only, 10 or something? I get that.
I just don't understand what I did wrong.
So the explanations I've given you haven't been enough?
I saved you. I did. I don't understand.
You did, and I'm grateful for that, but you have no idea how scary it was up to that point. How would you feel if I left you behind to drown?
I wouldn't have drowned.
And it doesn't matter. How would you feel?
I would have been fine.
If that's really how you feel, then I guess we aren't friends.
Fine! With that, Patrick starts to stomp off.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Emma just watches the end of this argument and looks back to Dee. Doesn't look like you're anyone's boss. Oh, you don't get to tell me not to talk.
I can tell you whatever I want to.
You
brat.
insect. And she
Is that supposed to be an insult? Really? Just by acknowledging what I actually am? That's stupid. That's fine. She's gonna literally that's stupid.
She's not she called and just left.
She calls her a name that just is literally defining what she is, as if that's an insult.
Well, she's not an insect. She's an arachnid.
Yeah, but I doubt she knows that. She's 6.
The other children are gathered around the new girl because she's pretty and nicer than Emma. So, when faced with those options, that is where you'll find your them, Patrick.
Yeah. Patrick's actually, despite the fact, going off on this and, is still stomping off defiant, there's that look on a face of actually someone who's really hurt and confused. And he's doing his best not to to cry, but it's that sort of angry,
Yeah.
sort of like not pouting, sort of thing.
Can I see this?
Hmm?
Because I mean, she'd be walking. She would have pretty much paused and kind of looked around, trying to decide what to do. Can I see what his reaction?
I mean, they're all in the same general snowy area, so you can choose to follow him if you so want to.
Only because of the reaction.
Mm.
And so she'll follow him and just kind of tap him on the shoulder.
What?
I'm not trying to hurt you, but you need to understand what friends are supposed to do. Friends don't leave friends behind. I've protected you. I got you uncursed when Vin did that to you. You know I'm loyal. I could have left you like that, couldn't I? I've bought you pie, and you eat meals at my family's house all the time. You know it wouldn't have been nice to be left behind when you think you're going to die, right?
Did it once before.
What did you do once before?
I got left behind.
But just because we get mad at each other doesn't mean I'm leaving you behind. And you left me behind. So you know that it's not a very nice thing to be left behind.
I came back.
Yeah, but I could have been dead by the time you came back. That could have been me floating in the water. Not because I'm swimming, but because I couldn't save my friend. I just want to deal that when someone is in danger, we don't leave them behind. Unless that's the only thing that might save them. And you could have literally done what you did before you, I don't know, swam off to wherever it is you went. I do appreciate what you did.
I'm sorry.
Roll antithesis.
Yeah. Let's see. It's banality. No, it's you roll your glamour. Let's see.
Ooh,
No successes.
no successes. So
1 point of banality, I think.
as the a cold wind, suitable in this winter climate, but far
Little
more far more damning to the face soul. Another leave on Patrick's boil curls up, withers, and falls.
And Dave will kind of pause for a second. And she's going to look at him and be like, "Can I hug you?"
He sure shrugs.
She's going to hug him anyways. Give him one of those stupid, annoying hugs that's meant to be like something that makes him laugh. You know, the kind where you squish them too much.
He just looks sick.
Then she'll step back and be like, I didn't know it was going to make that happen.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You uncursed me, right?
Yes, but it wasn't about saying sorry, or was it? Maybe I just missed something here.
And he just shakes his head and I'm gonna go make a band with my friends.
Okay.
They all have that sort of uncomfortable look of watching this unfold and not knowing how to handle things. Kind of, once again, forming a kind of like, let's lean closer to the new person, because that's a lot to handle for the newbie as well, probably. With the exception of
Erica's kind of like, I have no idea what I walked into. Okay.
It was an argument long coming.
It was.
But yes, you would have recognized the cold chill of banality that brushing past as it hit Patrick.
But just so you know what you're saying, obviously the picture, but clearly a spider puka, with silvery eyes. Who's she's 18, but like she just basically looks like some kind of a high school student, You
don't have any sort of do you have arachna or anything, Lindsay?
Nope.
Okay, good. Just double checking because I don't.
There are reasons why I don't usually put up her spider thing.
Yeah.
So in real life, I mean, yeah, but she can. I can handle pictures of spiders and stuff like that. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know. I try not to freak people out too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's just going to kind of watch as he goes, and then she's going to head back to her garage and start to pull out a second one, because she probably just dropped the first inner tube thing where it was. And I imagine both her and her brother had one. So she's going to go and drag the other one out, and then she's going to look at all the kids and be like, you guys want to take turns? There's a hill over there.
And they're looking at Patrick, very, very much loyal to their leader in chaos. And we're gonna go start a band. Thank you, though. That's from Jackie.
So she'll just look at Patrick and be like, you can always start the band later if you want to sled now.
Now we're going to start a band. Thanks, Dee. I'll see you later. And this is probably one of the few times he forgets, but he starts walking off without pushing Joey.
And as he does that, and Joey kind of gives kind of a sad frown as he tries to get his wheels unstuck, and one of the other them realizes that Joey isn't with them for once, and oh, sorry, man, you just and Joey and Marcus will be further behind the others as Marcus kind of struggles to push Joey through the snow, and it, for the first time probably in a long time, it dawns on Joey that he doesn't walk like the other kids.
He's just gonna watch him go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a bunch of kids, definitely not her age.
Yeah.
She was just offering some entertainment, so she's just gonna pull her two inner tube things but to the front of her house, and she's gonna sit down on her front steps.
Okay. So them are unintentionally in sort of a single file formation behind Patrick and Erica. Danny, with being the oldest and tallest, immediately behind them, followed by Jackie, who's still kind of wrestling with her numerous layers of warm clothing, occasionally leaving like a mitten or something behind, and Marcus pushing Joey several yards behind Jackie. It's an opportunity for the player characters to talk to each other.
So Erica will look to Patrick and she kind of understands that he's upset. So, are you okay?
No. I don't know why I said it, okay? I know it hurt me.
That ringing sound is coming from this little thing, glowing thing floating about Patrick in sort of a frantic pattern around it. It's, if you were closer, we would probably say it seems upset.
Right. She looks worried, but she doesn't know what to do, so she just kind of stays silent as they walk.
He stops as the bell rings, and he sort of brings everyone to a halt. He just sort of frowns. Changed my mind. Let's go sled, he says as he turns around and starts walking back.
Erica will smile.
As you all slowly turn around, you pass like Marcus pushing Joey, and he just sort of gives this like exasperated look as he now has to push and turn 180.
Well, at that point, Patrick realizes like, oh, sorry, I got this, Marcus. Don't worry, he says, and he grabs Joey and starts pushing Joey back.
Yeah, Marcus looks incredibly relieved. He's like, "Thanks, man." Like,
and eventually, the trail of kids come all the way back to your garage.
Yeah, Dee's just sitting up there, like, sipping from her completely ordinary thermos of wine.
Totally.
And the cheapest and the worst wine. And, like, playing with her phone. And she just kind of, lifts her eyes up from the phone and watches as they start coming back. She's not quite sure why they're coming back, but they're coming back. So.
They all lined up. Patrick's there. He's got Joey in front of him, and he's like, changed our minds. We want a sled.
She looks at him and is guessing that this is a peace offering. And without really saying anything, she's just going to nod. And pick up like the little handles that are on those inner tubes and offer them out to, like both of them out at the same time to whoever wants to grab them.
Player characters.
Yes.
First dibs.
Can I tell if this she is Autumn or not? Like, are they Autumn or Arcadian? Is this a she over here?
Yeah, she's. Yeah. Oh, Erica. Yeah, she's a she. I don't know. Can you tell that when you're looking at?
The main way it says in the book is that like their type of beauty is different. One is like a lot more like they're equally beautiful, but one is like surreal and weird, and the other one is just like it's a lot more earthbound and a
little more grounded in reality, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
and it'd be the latter. Yeah.
Okay, and she'll just hold out her hand and say, "Hi, I'm Dee."
Hi, Erica. She'll take her hand and shake it.
Yeah, she's actually taller than you. But
So she's looking up at her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
she's only
treated like a grown up.
she's only like 4'6", so
Yeah,
she's small.
he's 5 foot something. I never really figured it out. And yeah, she'll just be like, okay. Well, everyone seems to like following you around. So maybe you want to take one of the first turns, as she offers since nobody ever officially took one of the inner tubes.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll offer one to her.
She'll nod and she'll take it. Like, yeah, sure. Like her demeanor is sure. I'll set an example for the other kids and get them to play. So she'll take it and be the first one to go.
Yeah, they'll probably have to walk down the street or something to the hill, but
Yeah. But and she'll say, "Come on, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
And if nobody else grabs the other one, he will carry it.
Yep, Patrick is pushing Joey along, so he's got his hands full.
Yeah. So he can't exactly grab one.
No, but NPC could, but that's totally okay. I'm not worried about it. It's just an inner tube.
Yeah. As you guys lead these sleds to a high point, you'll notice that Emma has gotten another group of kids to build a snow fort for her. And they're slowly turning into almost an igloo type thing. As she sort of just stands back. No, a little taller over there, please.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry.
And she gives a wave to the others with their sleds. No, I want turrets. But that's really all you'll hear as you continue on your trek, unless you decide to stop and talk to Emma about her construction project.
I am not. I feel bad for the kids, but no.
Yeah. Patrick just waves to her because he's still on that denial train. But he makes it. But he's on his way. He's starting to feel a little better now that he's there's going to be a sled and there's going to be some instant gratification excitement on the way. So
yeah, and she'll go to the top of the hill and just kind of let whoever wants to go take the other one, take it. She's not going to go first. She will take a turn, but she's not going to go first.
All right.
She is well aware that she is a high school kid with about 1,000, 10 to 12-year-olds probably. So it looks rather silly if she goes first.
Erica has no issues with going first. She will she will take that inner tube and hop on it and go down the hill screaming the whole way.
As a matter of fact, if nobody seems to jump on it, she'll go look at Joey and be like, "You want to try? I can help you get in there if you want."
And Joey gives kind of an appreciative smile. Yeah, I'd like that. Thanks.
Cool. So she'll try to she'll lift him in whatever way she can figure out to get him into the little inner tube so he can hold on to the handles.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's probably the best way for him to balance himself. Mm-hmm. And she'll kind of look and be like, would you feel better if someone else did this with you? Or are you good?
And he just kind of looks at the inner tube and the way he's sort of propped there. I don't know. I don't usually get to do this kind of thing.
You got this, Joey.
Erica looks, when she gets to the bottom, she'll look back and see that Joey's going, and she'll say, "I'll stay here in case you fall. I'll catch you."
He gives sort of a reassuring, a reassured nod, okay.
Yeah,
you got this, Joey. You want me to push you?
Yeah, she'll look down there and just be like, "Help him stop if he can't."
She nods. She gives 2 thumbs up. I got this.
That's probably the biggest worry here. We're probably not going to hurt him any worse.
What's going to happen? He never walks again?
Oh, that is so horrible.
How dare you treat my
Oh.
dreamer/retinue like that, Carol? No, I'm just kidding.
I've done exactly this kind of sledding before when I was in high school, and I managed like the tube was going around so fast, and I had no control over it at the bottom. So someone came over to try to stop me, like someone else from my youth group, and I managed to give him a bloody nose because my foot flew up in the air just in time to hit his nose. So he's bleeding all over the snow. Injuries happen in sledding.
Oh yeah, they do.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
Dex Athletics to push Joey, whoever decides to do so.
Well,
He
Patrick
says he
said he would.
wants to. Yeah, so she's not gonna.
So let's see Patrick roll those 9 bones. So
Yeah. Are you gonna do it quickly or?
nah, none of that applies, Carol. However, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes on that push. So
Okay, so yeah, you push him down and it's fun, and you manage to not like jostle it so that I don't know what happens when people sled, for fuck's sake. Snow happens, downward motions, fun is had by all.
yes. And hey, I mean, he doesn't need his legs to steer it. All he has to do is lean. So
It's really just a case of him using his arms to kind of hold his body in place. That's the important part here. If there's someone to catch him at the bottom, trust me, I have the sledding experience.
exactly.
Yeah,
You're the expert.
I have sledding experience too. I grew up where there's a lot of snow. So
Yeah, the important thing is just staying in the inner tube. And if he's got the upper body strength to do that, he should be okay.
yeah, so Erica is watching him closely and is bracing herself at the bottom to stop him in case she needs to.
Yeah, well, Patrick's kind of like pushing him along and stuff like that. So it's a well-controlled slide downwards, and yeah, like it won't be like a massive like Herculean effort to stop him, I guess, if that's how it works.
All it was just a shove, and now if he goes down there, and it gradually it slows down. Friction eventually takes its course. So
Who knows? So I am out of my element here. I've been around snow. I've never had fun in snow.
It can be fun. It's also super cold.
I was a full-grown adult, and I had to work when there was snow. It's not
But
a fun.
kids don't notice the cold quite as much as adults do, so that's why they're able to be out in it for hours at a time.
Also, their parents bundle them up a lot better than we bundle ourselves up.
So, anyways, yeah, the kid, like the other them, will take turns and they'll double up to help Joey like get out of the tube so that they can take turns and whatever.
And Dee will go down and try to help him back up the hill so we can go again at some point. Because she's the
well, I think his wheelchair's at the top anyway. So
It is. But that's what I'm saying. Like she's the biggest person there, so probably the best to handle this.
Okay, strength athletics. If you want to carry the 10-year-old up a snowy hill,
She'll try.
Okay.
I mean, usually if you go off to the side, it's not quite as steep because the hill only goes so far.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to give it a higher difficulty, but I would like to see a strength athletics just because I am trying to torture Joey a little.
Oh,
Apparently you are.
How dare you, Carol? How dare you give me what I asked for?
Right.
I was trying to get to the right place. So I'm going to make this power roll of 4 dice.
All right.
Yeah.
And it is a power roll.
Yeah. Joey's
Nice.
nothing.
It's almost like your legs aren't even there.
Oh.
No, they're there. They just don't work.
Wow, Carol.
A little biomesh will fix that right up.
Oh, Carol.
It works on the horses, Michael.
It works on the horses. Great. Cool.
So
We're moving on to alpacas next in the next stage of testing.
Oh shit!
I'll have
That's
to.
more of a joke.
I'll have to ask you some questions about the alpacas before I make that official canon. Make sure I get it accurate.
I'll make them a hat.
Off to the side where Emma has been directing people to build her turret, there is a sudden commotion as the walls sort of cave in on people, and she walks away from it towards where everybody's sledding. So, Patrick, what are you up to?
Oh, just sledding right now.
Sounds like
Want
fun.
to take a turn?
She looks at the tube. She looks at Patrick. I don't know. It seems a little mundane, don't you think? I mean, sledding down when you could be sledding up.
He thinks about that for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, that could be fun.
Couldn't it?
Could be a lot of fun. So,
Do you know how to sled up, Patrick? She says, knowing full fucking well.
I certainly can, he says, as he's probably at the bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets that set there.
Mm-hmm.
He stands back, cricks his neck once, twice, and then he runs at it and jumps to hit feet first into the set as he grabs onto it to bump hopscotch
Mm-hmm.
to launch himself and the sled up the hill.
I'll give that a -3.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. Think of a wonderful thought, any merry little thought. That is 3 successes. I'm trying to remember how much like hopscotch launches you. He's definitely going over people's heads though. That's for sure.
There are numbers. There are numbers if you look at the page.
I need to find it in the book real fast. It's
At
been a
least
while since I did.
There was in second edition for sure because I nearly killed a guy doing hopscotch once.
Well, luckily, people
Kill somebody with hopscotch.
Well, I threw him up in the air, and where else is there to go but down? I got way too many successes on that.
I think that in second edition there wasn't the you can't kill them rule. So
Yeah, because
150-foot broad jump or 5 stories straight up. Which one you want?
It's probably the broad jump since it's sliding him up the hill.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's like launching him over people.
All right. So yeah, you get about 150 feet of no snow beneath you to slow down your friction leap as you go forward. And there needs to be like a luck die, but there isn't. So let's see. Let me see what I'm gonna make you roll as it connects with the snow and the hill on the other side.
All right. He does not care about the sheet, but others do.
Let's see.
Yeah, Dia will have thoughts on this, but she has no way to stop you at this point. So.
Yep. As every one of the them's doing the free willy, yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Living Marriage the Living Legend Marriage just basically drags you through some narrative stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's what's going to happen.
Might as well.
You go 100 feet unencumbered by physics, traction, whatever.
Yep. And then 50 feet more of air.
Yes. And then as it goes down on the other side, about halfway down, the inner tube pops on something. It is a very loud, dramatic pop and sends your butt into the snow very abruptly.
Well, luckily he's not hurt, but
He's not hurt because he's well. I mean, he was. It's you fell the
Yeah.
distance of an inner tube. You
Yeah.
You probably have a little bit of snow on your face, but
Yeah. And hopscotch, yay!
And now roll me some perception alertness to see if you can find what popped this inner tube.
Okay.
It could
Let's
just
see.
be pressure from all, what he just did.
If he fails it, it'll be pressure from what he just did.
Perception alertness, you said.
That's 4 dice for you.
You know what? I'll spend a willpower just for ducks. So. Oh, 2 successes with the willpower. So.
Okay. Yeah, after like scouring about for anything that could be sharp, like it's like rock, no. Cloud of dirt, no. You see something kind of shiny and pointy, sort of sticking out of mud.
And goes over there and he sort of reaches down, tries to grab it and pull it out.
It's buried so that whatever like there's something wider at the base.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so he starts digging at the mud around it and stuff like that, and finally he grabs hold of it and he pulls it out.
Please tell me it's not phallic shaped.
No, it's a sword, actually. Covered in mud. Very, very old mud. It doesn't seem like it's all mud that belongs here. There's a bit of sand mixed in with it as well.
Is the blade golden out of question?
I don't know. What does the story say, Michael?
Yeah, I don't know. What does the movie say, Carol?
I don't remember what the movie says. I
meant the hook version. That's
it's your sword.
Yeah,
Whatever
it is.
It fucking looks like.
And yeah, I always think of the hook of the one in Hook where it's the with the golden blade and everything like that one. So he's holding it up. He's holding it up and he's looking at it and he sees it. And I'm gonna roll remembrance just for the sake of things. Patrick, don't you fucking botch. You fucking botched, Patrick.
Did you really?
I did botch. I don't recognize my sword, but it's cool, so I'm keeping it.
Because, for fuck's sake, the things Patrick just arbitrarily doesn't remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Patrick's looking at the sword, and I mean, he's a pisky, and he thinks this is cool, so he's going to keep it anyway. It's just he doesn't remember it.
Mm-hmm. And
he's like, cool. So cool. Bella sort of thinks, oh yeah. He says as he sort of like pulls at one of the threads that just seems perfect. Oddly, doesn't think about it, but puts the sword right there in the loop as he tries to. He holds up the inner tube for a moment and he sort of frowns, and he thinks for a moment. Now I don't have prop, Carol, so I know I'm going to have to spend some glamour on this one. But he's going to try and repair he's going to try and repair with 3 dice. So he's thinking about that. He finds the hole and he looks at that. It's like, oh! And he grabs snow and he starts packing it on the area. Right. Because, it'll stick it together.
Maybe. We'll see.
And he'll stick it together and he bends down and he like digs a little hole into the snow and goes
I'll give it a 3. What the hell?
Okay. Guys, let's go. And Patrick did it with 1 success. I think that's enough to repair it and get it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it repairs slowly or if it's just like, I don't know, like which would be slightly amusing if it's just like slowly inflating.
Well, source of healing. If for 1 success for the next minute, it's healing like bashing and stuff.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah,
that. And,
yeah. So it takes a minute, then I guess, and you have a inner tube again because it's not that complex of a thing. Mm-hmm. It's not healing organs; it's healing a rubber thing. So,
And so Patrick on the other side grabs his thing. He's happy about it. I'll dump down some glamour here. I think he's pretty low at the moment, but hey, he's with his friends, so he'll get more back later. So he starts bringing the nearly repaired thing all the way back up with his sword, which he has now completely forgotten that he picked it up and put it on his hip.
To those on the other side, Patrick is returning with an inner tube and a sword. So.
Okay. Erica furrows her brow a little bit. Is that a sword?
Now, put out a character, Carol. Is it chimerical or is it a treasure? Because that's very important.
It's a treasure.
It's a treasure. Okay, so everyone can see that this boy has a sword on his hip. Okay. He sort of blinks for a moment. He's like, "Oh yeah, I just found it."
She blinks.
I have a question.
Jackie, I think it's your turn. Here you go. As he hands the toboggan over to her. But yeah, go ahead.
Since the sword is right there, can I potentially roll my int academic, since my specialty is
literature, and you belong to this secret organization that studies past incarnations of the person right in front of you? Sure.
That's what I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so I know I just have, I think, one academics. I should probably buy more of that, actually. But,
for Patrick picking up a sword, this is Tuesday. Whatever.
Right.
God. Okay. My specialty probably doesn't apply.
Wait, is it literature that you have?
Yeah, but my specialty under intelligence is analytical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I still have 3, though.
Okay.
Why is it that I always know all the things about Patrick?
Because Patrick doesn't know any of the things.
Because Patrick doesn't know. He can't remember shit. You had to beat him over the head with it.
Dean knew what that book was way before he did.
Yep.
It's true.
It's very true.
She's the one who kept the book.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna walk up to Patrick, and once he's given that away, and be like, "I need to talk to you, and it's nothing like before." Can you walk over here for a second?
He sort of shrugs. It's almost like he's forgotten about the previous conversation, but he goes on.
And she's gonna kind of lean down and be like, "Be quiet about this, but I think that's Peter Pan's sword."
Oh, so you mean it's my sword?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I just thought you might like to know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As she sort of, leans back up and
I mean, I knew I had a sword once, but I didn't know it looked like this, he said, as he's sort of looking at it, his hip, and he's sort of holding it, and he's doing that sort of thing, posturing, yeah, oh, I look good with it, sort of thing.
You might want to be careful, though, because everybody can see it, so you might want to find some way to hide it if you're out among people, if you know what I mean.
He sort of frowns at that one, and he's looking at it.
Kid with a sword. Always the best plan.
Well, yeah, no one will mess with you.
Exactly. That is exactly what I was thinking.
Neat.
As she just gives him a look I just wanted to let you know. That's all. Could you continue to play? As she sort of shoos him off.
Yep, and off he goes, happy, not unaware of anything this sword is capable of.
Yeah, was pretty much just basing it off the description in a book. So,
meanwhile, Jackie's finished with her turn with the tube and is turn to talk to Erica. So are you going to play with us more now?
She nods. Like, yeah.
Patrick has a lot of really fun adventures.
It definitely seems like it as she looks at the fucking sword. Like,
He's always doing stuff or finding things. That's how we know it's going to be an exciting day. So is your dad mean like Emma's?
no. She shakes her head like, no.
Oh God.
That's good. Because Patrick says that Emma's dad is an evil sorcerer. Cope with that politics, child.
You know, it all makes sense. She's House Baylor. Clearly, her dad's got to be off.
Right. Oh my God. Just like a little bit wide-eyed, standing there like, no, my dad, no.
No. I mean, he's a sorcerer, but he's not evil.
Oh no. Well, that's good. That's good. He made Patrick real sick.
That is actually not a lie.
It's not. It is not.
Oh?
She nods very solemnly, is in a way that only children really have the earnesty for. And then recently he disappeared. No one has seen him for weeks.
Which is both good and bad. Sorry, I'm not actually paying attention to this conversation.
It's still fun to be the peanut gallery. Probably still trying to figure out how do I convince Patrick not to, not show off this sword. Guess who's going to Marcia for sword training? I got a sword. Let's train.
Better her than me. You don't want me to do that.
So do you play dolls?
Yeah. Like she's very happy to change the course of the conversation.
From her
yeah,
dad, the sorcerer?
What kind of dolls do you like?
Well, I have a couple of Barbies, but they're a little bit boring. I like these ones that kind of look like zombies and monsters, because then I can actually get the others to play with me.
You can do this, Lindsay. I believe in you.
She nods. It's like, okay, sure. Like, she just has the biggest smile on her face, too.
We're going to go play dolls soon. Don't you worry.
Oh, no. The them versus her doll collection.
Zombies versus Barbies. Heck, that sounds like a great fun time, actually.
Everybody get your dolls.
I don't feel like playing with dolls. Despite what everybody thinking that I'm a kid, I'm actually not that young of a kid.
So Erica will kind of pout out her lip a little bit. Oh.
Wait, why is she patting?
Oh, because she says like I'm not interested. But that's,
She's like,
No,
I don't
no.
want to play with dolls. So Erica is
Oh
disappointed.
no, that was OC. I'm sorry because I still I can't actually hear your conversation. Unfortunately, I'm just being peanut gallery.
Okay, I thought.
Okay, well,
Sorry, I
Never mind.
wouldn't. No,
Scratch that.
Dee would not probably say that out loud because she's not about to squash somebody. I mean, with like she wouldn't mess with try to banalize this shit.
wouldn't she though? I'm just kidding.
That wasn't on purpose. She had no
I
idea
know.
to do it. Sorry.
I know.
so do you have any dolls of your own?
Yeah.
What do you play with?
I like Monster High dolls.
Yeah, that's the ones that are the zombies and monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Monster High dolls, and I like my dad got me some porcelain dolls, but I don't want to break them, so I don't really play with those.
She like shakes her head like, no, we wouldn't. And yes, that's a good idea to not play with it. As she looks at Patrick kind of posturing with his sword, and
Yeah, he's actually not even doing the sledding anymore. He's just posing like, stand like one hand on the rock, sort of like, that sort of thing with his sword and everything like that, taking it out and pointing it in a direction once or twice. Just
Crap. But as Dee notices this again, as for the third time, she's gonna walk up to him and she's gonna be like, "Hey, you don't have to step away, but I have a question for you. Do you remember those people I talked to on the phone the other day?"
he sort of frowns.
When I was trying to do research? And then they called me.
Oh, you mean the one with the old lady who looked really nice?
Yeah, her.
that's one way to describe Foz and her chin hair.
Poor judge of character, Patrick is. But...
No, she's an excellent character. She just is. She looks.
Well, I was just wondering if you'd be okay if I told her about Peter.
Well, there's a whole book on me and movies.
Yes, but they don't know that you are definitely of, him. And I didn't know if you were okay with that.
Sure.
I might be able to get more stories about you that way. In fact, she said there was a bunch more stories that I can get about you.
Yes. Oh, see if you can't find about the one time I was Petra. I spoke Russian.
Yeah, that sounds good. I totally can read Russian.
Yeah, and I was also in France, and I cut down a German plane. I don't know why I know it was German, but I knew it was a German plane, and I think I did it. He sort of stops and he looks at the sword and he goes, and he's looking at it and he's like, and he looks there, and he looks at there, like in the air as though he's like remembering for a moment. He slashes towards like an imaginary German plane.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's just looking around.
Dex athletics to not stick your eye out.
And yeah, as Dee tries to dodge whatever the hell it is he's doing.
Yeah, he's not slashing at her, but he is slash.
Just in case he botches.
Nope, he's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't roll since he didn't botch.
Yeah.
And she's just like, so okay, well, if you're good, then I'll go ahead and tell her she might want to meet you.
Cool.
Okay, just be careful. I think they're trustworthy, or I wouldn't even ask. Okay.
Fading back to Erica and Jackie, who's grateful once again at the potential to add a girl to the group. Maybe this one will last longer.
Maybe this one won't turn into a Baylor.
Right?
They don't know what that is.
Yeah, they just know Emma's acting funny. So, a little bit more doll talk. Have you seen the cartoon of Monster High? Da, 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 da. I really like Draculaura. She's the pink one.
Okay. Yeah, that would be Erica's favorite one too.
Because
out
it's
of
vampires.
I, out of character, don't actually know that much about monsters. So,
The dolls I repaint are like
Oh, I know that you totally do that.
the doll that Charles was modeled off of was a Monster High doll. So
I think
Mhm.
I think Misha is too.
they're
Misha is
huge.
part Monster High, part Ever After High, because they
Oh.
have the more human skin tones.
Oh,
Mm.
excellent. That makes sense.
Ever After High.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
like a spin-off series. But, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Probably was not as wildly popular because I remember the freaking Monster High stuff.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, I have a bucket full. Anyways, she's babbling on about Draculaura as the boys are taking turns with the inner tubes. And while Danny's not really taking as many turns, there is like a slight scuffle going on as Marcus is getting a little tired of like hauling Joey like up the hill again after like sliding. You are having a conversation with Patrick. I know the inclination is be nice and save the boys, but
Patrick's swinging a sword about.
Well, it was a quick conversation. We haven't really talked anymore in a couple minutes.
So, well, this is what has been developing during these other conversations going on. It's like Joey's just like, come on, man, can't you just like, I don't know, crawl up the hill? Not Joey. Marcus. Is saying this to Joey, and Joey's like, I don't want. I'd get snow in my clothes. He looks a bit disheartened. He's like, just leave me at the bottom. Just push my chair down. And Marcus looks a little like shit kind of face, like, oh man. He's like, no, it's okay. And they're having that kind of exchange right now. Like all sledding has stopped as they sort of have this uncomfortable exchange about Joey's differences. And as it carries on, now you guys have finished your conversations to whatever end, and so yeah, you can notice if you'd like.
So Patrick actually, still got the sword. Well, he's now putting it back on his hip, but he sees that there's a bit of like a commotion and stuff like that, and he actually like he jumps and rolls down the hill, getting snow everywhere.
Sword just being smashed into his hip. Whatever.
Kids, they'll bounce back.
Who needs your limbs? Not Joey.
No. Wow, Carol. Really laying into this thick, Carol.
Really laying into this fictional kid.
So, but Patrick manages to reach the point where it's Marcus and him, and he flops over, and he goes, "It's okay, Marcus. I can get it the rest of the way."
And he nods and he does like that kind of uncomfortable like rub at the back of his neck when you've unintentionally offended one of your friends. And, cool, Patrick. And he looks at the remaining tube and he just, I don't think I'm gonna sled anymore. I'll sit this one out. And he like just sort of like uncomfortably like pushes it towards like D since they're hers. He just sort of he sits down to watch others sled.
Was that Joey or was that
that was Marcus?
Marcus,
yeah.
Well, Patrick, I mean, I'm assuming like he was being carried up or something. I don't. Okay.
Yeah, like hauled back up via like the tube.
So yeah. So Patrick's going to grab it and he'll start pulling it up.
Mm-hmm. And he gives kind of like a sigh, and he's like, "You ever get tired of pushing me?"
No, why?
Sometimes I get tired of being pushed.
Well, if you ever want, if you don't want me to push you at one point, you can always say, but I don't mind, honest.
And he just, yeah, thanks.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah, Patrick.
You were the first one I taught how to fly. You'll always be able to fly. Just let me know if you ever want to again.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it.
Just remember, he says as he wheels him back up to the top, all it takes is faith and trust and just a little bit of pixie dust as he pushes him back down and rolls down the hill after him.
Yeah, and as he's sliding, he for a moment he drops the overly concerned demeanor because momentum is fun. Mm-hmm. Physics. Physics. Yeah, as he slides down, and you'll slide down and sort of just kind of careen gently into the girls who are having this in-depth conversation about Monster High dolls.
Yes.
Wave of snow hails down on the two of them.
And Patrick goes tumbling after.
That startles Erica back to reality, and she looks like, oh.
Hi!
Hi.
It's really fun to go down the hill without a sled.
She gets the look on her face like,
I'm going to go get Joey and get him back up to the top of the hill. Want to come?
Yes. She
all right.
nods. She goes with
Patrick. He's like, I wonder how many people we can get on a sled at a time.
Emma, by the way, is still lingering, just kind of like to the back of things, and she just sort of watches as the sliding goes on. She's certainly not going to strike up a conversation with, the commoners.
The commoners.
You mean aside from the one that she's already had with Dee?
Oh
no, that's what I'm saying. She's already put, as far as she's concerned, she's put her in her place.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that wasn't even a good insult. Seriously, man.
Not even. and the humans aren't even worth the energy. So.
No, build my castle, topple it over on top of you. This is good.
This is good. Everything is good now.
Yes. This is how it should be. Shut up, inner voice. This isn't your home anymore.
Oh. Mine. I had a question, Christy, since you are one of the sled experts here. How many people can usually fit on one of these things?
Well, these are small people. You could actually, if you're willing to pile on top of each other, you could probably manage, say, 2 easily, maybe 3.
Okay.
But there's only 2 handles on there, so you're looking at trying to fit small to have people share a handle.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
Yeah, so you could probably fit at least 2. But if they are built to hold, like these are not just your average inner tubes. They're built to hold human weight.
Mhm.
on a hill, so they probably, I'm not sure how much they're built to hold, but definitely like I know I've been on like there's some really big ones I've been on with
Gotcha.
like
All right.
3 or 4 people that we did, but they were huge. These are just regular ones.
So yeah, Patrick is trying to see if how many people he can get on a sled so they can have like a team race.
You could actually do it, but like you could have more people on top, but the people on top are all probably going to fall off on the way down. And there is a chance of popping. There's a chance of popping at some point not instantly, but if you did it enough, it probably would pop.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe the last maybe like they're getting close to it. People are getting tired and stuff, and I think it's like the last one is like, okay, we're gonna have a race. We're gonna see who can get to the bottom first. Marcus, no sitting out on this one. This is the last one of the day.
Fine, man, fine. He, like gets up from where he was sitting and talking to like another 12-year-old, like a girl, that's sort of like teasing.
Well, that's Danny. That's Danny.
Yeah, sorry, Danny. That's the one who was sitting out earlier too. And
yeah.
Now Marcus gets up and he's like, all right.
Yep. All right, he says as he's looking at this.
I'm gonna go to the bottom and I would judge it.
All right, sounds good. And I'll give them the push, he says, because he's wanting to make sure everyone else gets the and because he likes rolling down afterwards without the sled. So, and hey, who knows? Maybe he'll beat them.
Oh, no. I don't know. Do I just roll d10s for everybody, see who has the highest?
Yeah,
sure.
There's 2 sleds and figure out who's on each sled, and then just roll 2 d10s. Whoever's higher wins.
All right.
I'm gonna roll 4 d10s, and the order is what I have on my paper, and I'll let you know.
Okay, and I'm assuming Erica's going to be on one of these. So
yeah.
Okay. So Erica, I think, also gets a chance.
Yeah, roll a d10.
And I'll roll a d10. I only got a 4, but of course he's getting a penalty because he's not actually on a toboggan.
All right. So the first one down the hill is Jackie, then Erica, then
three-way tie.
A 3-way tie between Danny and Joey and Patrick, and the last one down is Marcus. He's just like, I don't know, man. Ever hesitant Marcus. I'm like trying to like kind of brace himself, like no.
Poor Marcus.
So, Emma doesn't participate in such better things.
Better things
Not
to
Erica.
do.
Emma, yeah.
Emma.
But as you guys are winding down and people start heading to their homes, roll a perception alertness as you pass by Emma's house.
Oh God, Vin is dead, isn't he?
Roll a perception alertness.
They're zombies.
And of course, Patrick didn't succeed. He doesn't care. It's an evil sorcerer.
I'm trying to remember.
It's an evil sorcerer.
Patrick, oblivious Patrick. He'll pick up a sword, but no, nothing.
Oh, okay. So you see it. Okay, well, hold on. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I got 4.
Definitely. You guys notice this and notice what happens. There's a stuffed horse head nailed over the top of Emma's door. It is the head of Falala. But as she passes under it, you actually see sort of like her shudder a bit and like wipe away a tear before like she shakes back into that sort of and walks underneath it.
Oh man. Is this Falala's head like outside the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She takes note of this
Mm-hmm.
and just wishes she could bring real Emma back. But what she is actually going to do, she's going to wait until basically the lights or whatever go out at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to go over there and take the head down. Assuming that... Yep. She's going to go over there, take the head down, and take it back and take it elsewhere.
Oof. Okay. I'll let you. You don't have to roll to do that.
This feels so disrespectful to Falala.
It's.
You have to understand.
Are you sure you don't want to do some research into who she is first? I mean,
well, we've already did do research on this whole thing, right?
there's more to learn about who she is from the research. Aside from like the stuff, like if you start perhaps searching by what you're noticing as far as the events, it can point you in the direction of a story.
I mean, my question is there any reason that I would think that there's more stories about Falala out there?
Well, you did notice that she cried when she passed underneath the horse. As far as you've seen Belladonna, she doesn't express that emotion.
Right. Dia's sure that was Emma peeking out.
Yeah, removing that though, how are you gonna get Emma back?
We're not even sure we can get Emma back. Nobody just has even considered that as an option at this point.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can remove it if you'd like. It's up to you. I'm not going to stop you. So you can definitely remove it if you'd like. And if it feels right to the character, then you will have in your inventory a horse head.
What I'm wondering is where the body's at.
It doesn't... who knows?
Okay, right. All right, well, this is the deal. What I'm going to do is she will shift into spider form and find her way into the house as she has before. And she's going to wander around. Like, again, she will wait till it's dark. Till the lights are out. And she will creep around and see if she can find the body as well.
Yeah, you won't find the body. You will see, like, a near catatonic, like, housekeeper just sort of dusting.
Oh Lord.
She's been ridiculously sovereign and enchanted, probably.
Something. It ain't great for her. I mean, she's alive. She's not like emaciated or anything, but she's just...
Well, Dee would like to get her out, but there's not much she can do about that right now.
Yeah.
Because there has to be an adult living in the house. So that's the problem. There has to be somebody there.
Indeed.
So she's stuck for now, unfortunately for her. Okay, so not seeing the body.
No.
Yeah, she's going to go home and actually sleep on this for tonight. Because if the body was there, she might have tried to put it back together.
Mm-hmm. So,
as it is, it might still be somewhere, but she doesn't have the skill to find it at this moment.
it's fine. And you do have access to the archives for stories past. And if while they may not know that things are associated to Belladonna per se, you can research by unusual things you're noticing about these individuals. And it might point you in the right direction. So if you want to like roll a roll to research, let's see, what would it be?
It's on the computer file, isn't it?
Yeah, so it would be probably computers and perception or intelligence.
As she pulls out that absolutely horrifying
the satellite.
Satellite link or whatever modem. Yeah, this huge thing that she sort of plugs into her computer and is like, "This sucks."
Yes, they're so slow too, so slow. So like. Beyond dial-up slow.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I remember 14.4. Oh my god. Slowest to end all slow.
Yeah. Just, thank God there's no animated GIFs on this thing. You'd be here for years.
Oh my god, do you remember those old pages on like GeoCities?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, they do have archives of like fairy tales and such. Cross-referenced by like important events within them, and you do come across like a posted horse's head in reference to the Swan Princess. And that is information you can find on our Suburban Apples Facebook page. I've posted it there for reference. So yeah, you can read that and then decide what that means and what you'll do. So is there anything else anybody would like to do as a closing note?
Actually, I'd like to dig out those Peter Pan stories as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yay. I can't wait to hear about these, even though I'm not there to know about them.
Yeah, we can hash
You
out.
can just send it to me or whatever. Yeah.
And Erica, you also noticed the little girl cry. So, is there anything you would like to say or do or anything like that?
Well, I mean, if there's a little girl crying, she's gonna go check on her.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's the Baylor?
Yes, even if
Crocodile tears.
If you go up to her, like after she's passed through the doorway, she's already seems to have recovered. I don't know what you're talking about. And she just sort of eyes the horse head, like kind of wearily, kind of like leaning back away from the arch of the doorway. If you want to roll a perception kenning, though.
Perception kenning, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Free whole dice.
Do it. Hey, if Patrick can botch on his memory, you can you can do this. I believe in you. Yay!
One success. You can't quite make out what you're hearing, but there seems to be a faint voice coming from the direction of that horse head, and it's has like a sing-song tone to it, but it's so faint you can't make out what is being said.
Okay. She furrows her brow a little bit, like trying to make it out, but she can't. So she just kind of shakes her head.
And Emma sorry, I'm trying. The E names are throwing me off. Emma is the character I'm narrating here. And Emma just, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine. And it's almost bedtime. I need my beauty sleep. And she will sort of give a faint smile, like a kind of half-hearted bow to her, to a reflection of station sort of thing, and she'll just close the door.
Patrick, after separating with his friends and stuff, is making it actually this way over to Marcia's drain pipe, and makes his way in. He's excited. He's got something to show her. In through the window he goes.
And since Marcia is a player character, this is where we'll end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing, and we'll see you whenever the heck our next scene is, probably next Sunday. All right, so yeah.